Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Advanced Hazmat Suit mod, which is being released by the Old World add-on project team. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is an absolutely amazing recreation of the Fallout 3 radiation suit for you to enjoy here in the Commonwealth, and not just in its standard form, but with a number of customizable options to help change it a bit more to your preferred aesthetic. And I gotta say, it's pretty darn nice, with both the recreation itself as well as the fun different color options, both for the suit, as you can see here, as well as the visors, which you can see here. And that's if you even want the visor at all. You got some fun little options there, but most importantly, the recreation of the suit itself is just gorgeous. They really did a great job recreating this thing for the higher detailed game that we have here in Fallout 4, and I do just love all the details of the piping, the cabling, all the different systems involved in this particular radiation suit. It just looks great, and in my opinion, looks way better than the standard Fallout 4 radiation suit, which I'd never really cared much for. It looks alright, but it just looks like a repurposed, like, Mercury spacesuit or something along those lines. Whereas this is its own custom, interesting thing that I think fits in nicely with the pre-war world, which is, of course, where these were made. And that is just fun. So let's take a look at what exactly we are getting stat-wise with these suits, and of course have a gander at the Advanced Radiation Suit, which in its most basic and standard of forms will actually offer you some decent protection with 10 physical damage resistance, 25 energy damage resistance, and with the visor on, 1,350 radiation resistance, which is quite a bit there, and quite nice, frankly. For, of course, overall a weight of 5, which is pretty light in my opinion. I actually think it probably should weigh a little bit more, but honestly, not too shabby. And as you can see here, I mean, you know, the usual flat pack radiation suit inside your inventory. But we have 3 different modification categories, which is very important for this. Already, of course, did mention the visor on or off. And with the visors on, you do have 5 different visor color options, which I do quite like seeing. And some of them are the same or similar color, but with, you know, more or less wear and tear, which I think is pretty cool. And then, of course, for the actual suit, you have a number of different colors of coatings here, which not only add just a nice color palette to the game, but they all actually mean something in the hazmat world, which I think is pretty nifty, and I think a fun little addition for this suit. I think the red one, if I'm remembering, has something to do with, like, hazardous explosives. We'll take a look at it, of course, in a moment over at the armor workbench, where you can see the specifics. Again, pretty nice there, and I very much enjoy it. Now, as for how you get your hands on one of these before we do go and look at the modifications, well, oh my, we've got to actually come over here to a part of my little testing base I don't use often. And that's because we actually have a new enemy being added in, and that is the Glowing One Reaver. And it's basically just a glowing reaver who is also wearing one of these advanced radiation suits, which is pretty cool. And when you kill them, there's a chance that you might get one of the suits yourself. It's not a guarantee, but it is, of course, you know, good enough. Now, if you want a guarantee to find one in the world... Oh, and actually, before I talk about that, I should mention these Glowing One Reavers will start spawning at level 25. So that is when you'll be able to find one of these, at least on an enemy. Now, before the Glowing One Reavers appear, there are a number of locales, several scattered around the world, where you can find some of these suits, including some more unique variants of them, which is, I think, pretty nifty. There is also an optional file you can download for this mod, which is pretty cool, that works with the America Rising mod, so that the America Rising people use, I believe it's the white hazmat suits over there, which I think is very cool and very appropriate, and just a nice little add-on for this, which is cool. But yes, you can get them off of these glowing one reavers or from one of several locations in the world. And once you do have one, you can head on over, of course, to any armor workbench. And I'm in combat, of course. Oh, well, I don't need him anymore, so bye-bye. There we go, no longer in combat, perfect. And now into the weapon worker, or not the weapon, the armor workbench here, and take a look at our visor categories here, where these, unlike the suit color, don't really mean anything. It's just either a gray, matte, blue, silver, or gold version, each with differing requirements for the actual construction of it, which I quite like. You know, we see all the time so many different mods that just kind of go with a generic thing in here, or nothing at all for requirements. But I do very much like having, like, the gold actually requiring gold, and same with the silver or the blue just needing acid and glass. It's pretty neat. I do like that a lot. Now with the visor, if you do want it on, of course, that's going to give you that max of 1,350 radiation protection, but with no visor on, no requirements for that, because that is just literally taking off the helmet, but it's going to lower your radiation protection down to 750, which, not great. You really don't want to be rolling into the glowing sea with an exposed face, but hey, if that's what you want, that's what you want, I guess. And then finally, with the different suits, again, here we do have the various requirements. Nothing different this time, like with the visors, but again, like I said before, I do like that they all actually mean something. Like yellow is for highly radioactive, orange is for flammable areas, red is just for hazardous. I could have sworn it said explosive. I'm insane. The white is for remnants of the US government, and blue for medical and chemical research. I think that is all pretty cool. And again, well, I think that one extra file that makes it compatible with America Rising 2 is pretty interesting, having them switch over to this suit. Very nice indeed. But yes, not a whole lot of modifications. I would have loved to have seen some more things in here. I mean, if we're already changing up colors and visors and stuff, why not add in some up-armoring, perhaps? That could be cool, but sadly, at least for now, this is what we get. But it's fun options, and I very much do enjoy them. And, yeah, I mean, that's really it. It's an armor mod that adds in, you know, a lovely hazmat suit for you to enjoy from the previous games in the franchise. And I very much do enjoy it and think it's pretty fun. And with your color options, you can make yourself a pretty nice little suit to your own aesthetic requirements. And with the new enemy in the world, I mean, that's just a nice little extra addition that we haven't really done a lot of looking into in a while. Good times, though. Good times. But yes, so if you'd like to take a look at this mod for yourself, which I would certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description of the video as per usual. Bit shorter of one than normal, considering not a whole lot to talk about with this thing, but it's just a fun, awesome mod, so do definitely go have a look at it. And until next time, my friends, hopefully you have enjoyed this one, and come back for whatever mod we do look at next. So thank you for watching, and as always, well, have a good one.